idea what it meant about anarchy since being around Occupy crowd is that it's a trust-based idea, and it's also a consensus-based vibration.
Yeah, and there are violent anarchists, but there's also violent people, and there's violent Catholics, there's violent, Muslim people, there's violent Jewish people, there's also violent black people, white people, Latino people, but you don't, just like we don't paint a whole race wrong because of a few violent people within the race, I think that I would hope that all of us cannot paint anarchists wrong because of a few violent people. And you know what, also, like, we also just on our own personal basis decide how we agree with diversity tactics. So that is the only things I had to say. I also am really happy that you brought the nonviolence thing, because I just on a personal level, I love nonviolence because I think there's enough violence and hatred in the world, and I believe the only way that we're really going to heal the world, that's just my own personal opinion, is through
I'm glad you corrected that notion that I had. I'm very concerned that the militancy will alienate our supporters. That's the main thing. Yep. What we want to do is win everybody over to our side.
Totally.
The militancy will not.
It's your turn. Introduction. Report back if you have any.
I am Nick. I do have a couple of
I'm a peaceful protest. Oh, sorry.
Oh, thank you. I love you too. Yeah, my name is Nick.
It's just an improvisation.
SF has not been a militant faction in any way. What happened in Oakland is a concern, but not one of ours directly at this moment. We should be talking about more important things that we pertain to, like Oakland might have thrown chairs and busted a couple of windows here on J20, but that wasn't us, and we haven't been militant. We've been abused by the police a lot for a lot less militant things. We're not doing anything. I was woke up in the JHP raid to my tent being slashed with a knife and then drug out of it by my neck. Okay, so I did not get militant. I've never harmed a police officer, and I won't. I flipped one off and got hit, and I've been beaten before. Believe me. Believe me.
Look at me when you say that shit, Nick.
I've seen that same police officer again, and I did not try to fight him. Okay, I love everybody. I do not want to be violent, but a lot of my life I was. I was a soldier, so I couldn't really help it. But right now, my reports are several people have had a great and happy week safely on the pier back here.
That's right, crab fishing is doing it.
We've been catching crabs and supplying everybody with their basic needs. It has been nice. It's a small camp. I also hold a standing camp in Lake Merced with tents, a treehouse, and fires every night, which I left in charge of someone else. We also have another camp that's not my responsibility, so I'm not going to mention it, and whoever else runs the other one can mention it since it's a secret camp. Right now people are back there crab fishing and doing a great and wonderful job, so that's why they've been supplied with cigarettes and food this morning. Life is great, life is happy. I'm on the front lines every time, so if you see me in a messed up picture in media, I'll tell you what, I'll explain to you why. Yeah, I flipped that cop off. He hit me with his car 3 times before I did.
Is everything. Make sure that
is what needed to be said. The only violence that happened last night was a cop car running into a protester who then got pissed and said, "Fuck you, you're not allowed to do that." If you look at the picture, my friend Matt right here has his face so red from saying, "You can't hit people with your fucking car."
That looks painted.
It looks painted. They took the one thing and said that it was that we were violent.
Alright.
Exactly my point.
So,
We're being
told
that we cannot control the media. We cannot control the media. What they print is what they choose to print because they are sponsored by corporations too.
Alright.
So do not hate us if our pictures take it badly. Ask us what happened before you get mad, because I'm sure we've got hundreds of witnesses that can tell you the truth. I love you all.
Alright, Nick, we're moving on. Matt, introduction. Report back. Sorry, I don't really feel like I'm. Okay, say hi. I'm Matt. I'm an occupier.
Hi, I'm Matt. I'm an occupier.
There you go. All right, Michael.
All right, you guys, Pirate Mike. We've addressed a lot of things merely in these 4 people here. We have Michael from Mill Valley, a very good insight into human nature. As far as what he was saying in terms of puppets, the support structures of the corporations, that's true. We need to cut the strings.
Yeah.
Secondly, our next thing was the question of anarchy and its utilization and viability in propelling the movement forward. I maintain that as any revolutionary struggle, we need to maintain a credible threat that will affect people personally. We don't want to use it. We want to have it as a deterrent that we can employ as reprisal actions against things that we deem treasonous to the people of the United States of America. So Black Box has a function. Let's not misunderstand that function as being a tool that we can utilize, which means we need to work with them.
Yeah.
In fact, we need to infiltrate the infiltrators. Secondly, as to the question of anarchy, this may be generational differences in the definition of what anarchism is. For people of our generation, Michael, anarchy has a different connotation to people like Scud or Megan or the younger generations. And the Occupy represents a spectrum that is polarized into young and old. This summer, when the tweens come out, we are going to definitely dominate and hit back with a force they're not even prepared for. Secondly, this has to relate to militancy. We may not behave militantly, but we want to show the system that we have a militant structure, that we are organized, that we can work together. However many branches or divisions or sects, cults, cells, pods, groups, cliques, or whatever, we have that common purpose in toppling this current regime, which we have come to feel collectively at this time and space in human history as necessary, and our duty if we're constitutionally bound. That ties into the veterans. Secondly, working group report backs. Project Voyager is in its initial stages right now. I'm putting together a 2-week proposal that I'll produce in 2 weeks. That should have it all laid out. In those 2 weeks, I need to get the 2 principals engaged in a dialogue where we can synthesize an overall vision for the project that meets everybody's needs. We're going to need gardeners, mechanics, laborers, protesters for the court actions. And this will all be concentrated in a very safe place in the mountains, which is nice and what we all want, as far as I know. As far as the
Voyager?
You
crab,
want to talk about it a little bit?
What's Operation Voyager?
not right now. I have
Okay.
all that stuff posted online. I'll give you the info. As far as the crab team goes, Captain Nick has been doing a phenomenal job creating a group of at least, on good nights, a dozen of self-reliant people who are not dependent on charity, donations, or any type of handout. Nick is giving people a program that will give them a hand up in things. So we want to encourage working groups that are actually working groups. Some guy with a pickup truck can throw a couple fucking lawnmowers in there and start a labor or a landscaping working group. Picking up trash around the city with a fucking Occupy sticker on your back sends the right message.
Mike, we're live here. You mind the F word?
Sorry about the media guidelines, guys. I'm enthusiastic.
I know.
Media, the means of production with the printing
Occupy
stuff.
San Francisco live stream.
When it comes to countermeasures against the mainstream media, we, the people, have the mass media. We are the citizen journalists. We are the citizen videographers. We provide a counterbalance to Fox News, CNBC, and all this other crap. So it's incumbent upon all of us to work on that, and I am at the end of my list.
Can I direct response real quickly to that? Yep. As quick as possible. I agree with you that we have our own media as we see here. I have to say though that if we do want to change the hearts and the minds of everyone, the problem is most of them, most of my friends and most of the people that work on all of these buildings, they only read the Chronicle or the Examiner, and the problem with that is the people that are already for us, they're the ones that are going on our website and going on our live stream, and we don't need to change them. You know, maybe they'll become more enthusiastic and join us. But the people, if we really do, our goal really is to bring everyone in, 99%, 1%, everyone, and change the world. We do need to figure out a way to work with this mainstream media, because unfortunately at the present moment, and maybe it'll change in the future, that's where most people, they'll read one article from them, they're not going to go on our website, they're not going to look at our live stream, and so if we want to change those people, we gotta figure out a way.
Michael, you want to respond?
That was a direct response and a sparkle figure at the same time, known as the heavy metal structure. So, yes, absolutely, Megan. And the thing is that we need to mimic those templates, but provide our own content.
That's a great idea.
So people have to be familiar with the thing, so that they'll be attracted to the thing, and then we can insert whatever content we want into them. And with that, we do have something at 4 o'clock.
I have a short direct response to my talk. All we really need to do is get the video of that cop car hitting me and get a retraction printed. That would, I mean, there's video of that car hitting me.
I think that's a great idea.
Get a retraction printed and that will help.
How will you make that happen?
My father had a lawsuit on him for hitting me with a car.
No. Can you call the Chronicle and make that happen? Because that video is going to be online. You can direct them to the
I need to find the video first. I want to find the video first.
Okay, I want a report back next weekend
I
to
need
see if
someone with a
you,
computer.
listen, I want a retraction in that newspaper. I want to know next
It won't
week.
be the first one I had printed.
I want you to
It
work
won't
on
be
that.
the first one I
Good.
had printed.
Can you sue the newspaper for
No.
Kelly.
It won't be the
Oh,
first
sorry.
one.
Yeah, we need to make sure that he...
Everything is liable, but they did not put anything about Nick that was mean about him. They just showed a photo of him.
No, but they have on numerous occasions.
Well, sure, and on those numerous occasions, but we're talking about this particular incident, so you're going to introduce yourself. Hi.
Hi, my name is Clark.
Hi, Clark.
Yesterday's march, I wasn't able to come. I was trying to get here, and then I noticed the time. I didn't know there was going to be a march until about 5:40 p.m. That's my first beat. The second was that I was waiting to be picked up by someone in the march, and the march kept veering away from where I don't know what was going on, but it just seemed like it was moving around willy-nilly. That was my second thing. I'm not so much concerned about the message because fuck the police. I don't think they should be the focus of Occupy, though. I think we need to stay on point on that. My biggest problem is that we're not even outreaching to occupiers, because I'm pretty current. I stay really up on my Twitter and Facebook and all the other crap, and live streaming, and there was no real. I didn't get an email, I didn't get a tweet, I wasn't called. Nobody gave me a flyer. It's just the outreach was really bad. We could really improve on that.
For the action last night.
For any action that we do in the future, because we do have a text messaging system that people can sign up for, and I forgot the number that you called or tweeted, but
It was on the website for a couple days.
That you can put on to be notified, and
on the Twitter feed too.
I just have to direct respond to that real quickly. I'm on that, and I got millions of texts about
I
it.
actually got a ton of emails
So,
too.
yeah.
Just
So
check
I
the
joined it was on Facebook.
website every day.
Yeah, Facebook.
Check the
website.
website every day.
I do.
Because it's been off for 2
But
days.
It still doesn't hurt, so, right?
No.
But who are you
good.
going to hold responsible for you getting to actions? What person here are you going to say you're responsible for getting me to that action? Who are you going to do that to? Because the only person who's responsible for getting me to those actions is you.
Well, yeah,
right? And that's what this movement is about?
But that's not always the way it is when you're in a wheelchair.
Right, but I do understand, but
I have to depend on somebody to help me get around.
I totally agree
No,
with
but
you.
getting the information.
Getting the information out.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And then you...
It's good feedback.
I do.
But it's good feedback. We need to listen to him and respect that.
Yeah.
That's good feedback that we need to make sure that
Occupiers?
maybe we are doing all these things, but let's double it. Let's double our
We need to
efforts.
make some more effort.
Okay,
For sure.
So
We can all work on it.
communications type of thing has
Right.
been lacking.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so we're not getting our data presented soon or clearly enough.
Okay, right. So that's a good feedback.
Can I add on?
Yeah.
I've been having trouble finding out where the direct action group is meeting. I wanted to get involved in that.
The Action Council?
It's not on.
GAWG
Well,
on
the Action
Wednesday.
Council. I wanted to go to the Action Council on Sunday.
2 o'clock.
At 2. Well,
Local
there was no on the calendar. It said TBD. There was no location.
To be
right?
determined. They've now got a hold of Local 2, which is on Leavenworth, and
I can get it up.
Golden
Golden
Gate.
Gate. And it is there. It's been there really consistency for the last month at least.
Okay, so I
And
can go at 2 o'clock on Sunday.
Come on, I'm there. I'm there every Sunday.
Best meeting at Occupy.
I'll be there.
Sure, 9 Golden Gate.
I just got my shift changed, so I can go now.
Oh, beautiful.
So 2 o'clock Sunday.
Yep.
It's done.
Okay, I can't go tomorrow, but a week from, I
Yeah.
commit to a week from tomorrow.
Awesome.
And if someone has the numerical address, it's on
209.
Leavenworth?
Yeah.
209 Golden Gate.
Leavenworth is Golden Gate right on the corner.
209 Golden Gate.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
good.
right.
I want to get involved.
It might actually be
Oh, yeah,
door
you guys both have
213.
pieces of
Yes,
floor.
right.
It's right there.
You'll see the
The second thing was the logistics of the march.
Right into
Or
We really need to
It's happening. That's
discuss
where to
parade
be.
routes in advance of the march. I mean, you know, we can be flexible as to where the march is going, but part of the reason why the march got split up was there was no point that everybody could regroup at. Another part, and so we need to get our parade route down and make sure that everybody knows
And sticks
where
to
we're
it.
going and sticks to it.
Right, doesn't have, oh, look, the police are there because they've got our routes and now we're going to
Right.
veer off.
It doesn't matter. They know we have going to be doing it anyway.
Exactly.
And so that's really important.
Good.
And the other thing too that I was disappointed about was that it never ended up down at any actual police station like 850 Bryant.
Yeah, I thought
or
that it was
City
going
Hall,
to.
Right, because those are, I mean, if we're going to talk about fucking the police, like City Hall and the police department
I thought
at
it did go to
850
City Hall.
That's a
are the-
great point.
are the
That's a
two main
great
places.
point.
Yeah.
But so it's, you know, because like if you're watching a live stream and you weren't involved with Occupy, you would have thought that there's just a band of crazy people wandering around
Sure,
downtown,
we need a point.
you know, like with no set purpose, or they were aimless. So we need to, like, more signs would help as well.
Be clear, be concise.
Be more clear about what we're doing,
Message.
right? Because I kind of feel that the action was taken about where nobody really had a clear purpose of what they wanted to achieve before the march even got started. So we need to like start talking about that because we want to get more people involved, right? So that's it. You know, I'm happy with the groups.
I work.
Diamond Dave.
Yo.
Oh wait, I should do my report back.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna do my report back. So
Other than that, I always
anybody else here from Action? I guess I'm from Action. Okay, so we're having really great Action Committee meetings right now.
I'm from Action. All right.
You're from Action. You do the report back for Action.
Well,
I will do the women's then. Our plan for the March 10th March and Rally for International Women's Day is fully underway. We've got our flyers coming. We've got over a dozen groups that have either been contacted or have already committed to coming. We will be planning our parade route this coming up week. And the web, I'm going to do an interview tomorrow with Maria for media, for both her television station for the Mexican Spanish speaking, and then also for the Occupy Media website. I think that's about it. Yeah.
Yo, my brothers and sisters, we got a lot of interesting things to look forward to.
I forget your name.
Diamond Dave.
Diamond Dave.
Diamond Dave.
Hi, Diamond.
Thanks for reminding me. First of all, I want to say, when I said you're preaching to the choir, I wasn't saying, I want you to stop. I just wanted to let you know that we're all thinking about this. And
I felt good, actually.
And all of that. I like to say.
Thank you.
Anyway, and also for her, I'd like to say, I believe you know this history too. I'm old, I'm 74, so you know this, so I was there. It wasn't the Panthers that came, they came a little later.
Yeah.
It was who? It was Malcolm X.
Yeah.
It was a few of the Muslims back then, the black Muslims. I'll just do again. It shows that famous picture of Malcolm and Martin standing together. I'm sure you've probably seen it. Which came because the two streams came together. But it was really the non-violence, and the Gandhian thing that they hit you, you don't hit back. He hit you, under no circumstances. That's what the Gandhian non-violence is about. We cast the wider net with a common thread.
Now, Oakland is a bit different. But what I noticed happening at Oakland on last Saturday was that the black bloc folks were not, well, I didn't feel that they were kind of incorporated, they've kind of become more of a star. They were the ones with the shields in the front.
That's
so
not black bloc.
Well, they was in that spirit, kind of. I felt with their shields and stuff. Who's that? Maybe I got wrong. But they seem but anyway, they were strong in their resistance. They dressed like black bloc, I had a feeling, but it wasn't only black bloc. Okay, well, that's relevant. So they're more incorporated. I had a feeling in Oakland that the difference were rather than antagonistic to one another, as the Chris Hedges thing, which I think was important, because it really got people thinking and talking about what we're about. The Chris Hedges article, haven't you read it? He wrote an article called "A Cancer in the Movement."
Oh yeah.
Which really came down strong in the black bloc. And you find Chris Hedges, Google it, and it started a whole series of people really thinking.